Hi, my name is Lorraine Pugh. I'm coming to you from a beautiful island called Cyprus. This is episode 2 of a yarn, knitting and crochet related video series. Thank you everyone who's watched my first episode and for all the lovely comments from you all. It's really good to know that it is appreciated and people are enjoying it, because that's the main thing. And I can't wait to get stuck into doing more episodes. So that's really good. Thank you very much for the comments, and keep them coming as well. And if there are any things you want to know, just ask. I'm on Instagram as Lorraine Pugh Designs. I have a Facebook page as well called Lorraine Pugh Designs. I'm on Ravelry as Lorraine Pugh. I think I've made a discussion. I've made a group, definitely, and that's again Lorraine Pugh Designs. Sorry to be spouting my name all the time. I think I've created maybe 1 or 2 discussions. So if there are any things you would like to know, you can just leave them in there, or let me know via Instagram or Facebook or anything. I'm slowly getting used to maintaining all of those things. I actually have a blog as well, Lorraine Pugh Designs. What is it? It's www.lorrainepughdesigns.blogspot.com. All of these things I'll link in the notes below anyway. But on that blog, that's where I share similar things like my progress and things, but that will be where these notes are, as well as underneath this video. I also will use that as a platform to share my free patterns, because although I've released 2 patterns now, which I'll go into later, I would like to share some free ones as well, and they will be on that blog. But again, I will let you know when I put things on there via this video and via Instagram and Facebook. Right, I'm going to plunge my coffee now because it's been sitting there a little while, and I got a new mug yesterday. How cute is that? Like Bambi. So my son will really like that. So I'm going to pour myself some coffee. How is everyone? What have you been up to? What are you doing? What are you knitting? What are you crocheting? Are you a yarn dyer? I've tried dyeing yarn. No, not twice. I've actually dyed yarn about 5 or 6 times. So that's quite a lot, really, for someone that doesn't really consider themselves to not really know what they're doing. I love it. I'm gonna have to get right stuck in. I want to show you something straight away. Right, no, I'll do things properly. First of all, I want to show you my finished item. This is crocheted. This is called. Let me just take that off the shoulder. This is called Shield Me From the Sun. It's available on Ravelry. I did it in this gorgeous yarn by, her name's Catherine, and she is Wool Elf on Etsy. And this yarn gradient is called Vampire, and it's just beautiful. Isn't that gorgeous? And I just really, it's quite a basic pattern. It's perfect for a beginner, and it's a DK weight. And it's similar in construction to my first design, which you'll have seen if you watched the first episode, in that it's not symmetrical all the way around. Like with a lot of crochet patterns, it will show you, it's done in segments, and then you just repeat that pattern, 6 or 7 times. The difference with mine, it must be the way I prefer designs to be. It dips down in the middle at the bottom, which means you actually do the reverse to what you did the first time. So both my patterns seem like they're quite a few pages long. So I apologise if you have bought them and you think, oh, that's daunting. Why is it so long? And it purely is because you can't say in a pattern, now just do that in reverse. You have to rewrite it again, because even if you read it backwards, the chains, when you talk about chain spaces and skipping stitches, it wouldn't work out properly. So that's why they seem long. But this pattern and my other one start in the centre at the back. Try and show you there. So this is the starting point here, and it just goes outwards like that. And this is a basic one. And I love this quite a few different ways. I like it as a scarf. It's very hot here at the minute, so there's no way I'm going to be wearing this for too long, but like as a scarf just wrapped around the back, and as a shawl. And I'm actually, even though it's hot here, this evening I'm going out for a meal with some friends, so I'm going to wear it tonight. I don't know if I should wear it with my black dress or my red one, because I've got both. But I just love. To be honest, although I'm proud of my pattern, I do think the yarn really. Sorry, I'm squeezing tight space here. Does show it off. So I do recommend using gradient yarns for this, but you can use as many colours as you like and change colour. It really, really doesn't matter. So there we go. That's my first thing to show you. Finished item. What else have I got? I haven't got any other finished items. This one is my work in progress. If you've been following me on Instagram or Facebook, you'll have seen it so far. Secret notes. Don't look at those, because that's the pattern not written up yet. And when I write a pattern, I just write it as I go, because sometimes, like with this one, I see how far I get, and if something doesn't look quite right, I will undo it, which I've done with this one. So I'll show you first. Hopefully you'll see the colours are a little bit washed out. If I hold that there, but look at these colours. It's quite glary on the screen as well. I'm recording at a different time of day, so I apologise, but there are beads in this section here. This is a tweed stitch section, and then this is a gradient yarn. So as the pattern grows, it will sort of start in the middle. It will go deeper against this. This is from Wool Elf as well. These are what her card looks like. So if you do look for her on Etsy, that's the logo to know that you've got the right one. And then this is by My Mama Knits, and it's colourway Change Lobsters again, and it's on her sock base, fingering weight. And so there are like lobster reds in there, and then hints of the turquoise occasionally. Yeah, there's a nice big bit there. I didn't buy these to go together, but things change. This is just a plain undyed sock yarn with gold stellina in it. And I'm very much a gold stellina person as opposed to silver. And I'll explain more about that later as well. So that's a work in progress. This section, it really looks just like a bit messy at the moment. You can see some, if I hold it there, you might see some sort of pattern coming along. But I'm going to repeat this stitch a couple of times in the pattern, and it will make more sense later. So you'll have to stay tuned for more of that. I didn't swig my coffee when I bought it, so I'm going to now. Lovely. Now the next work in progress I have. I'm not very good at knitting. I know the theory, but practical wise, I'm not great. I really admire knitting. Whenever I see knitted things, I just think, oh, I wish I could make that. And I hear people say that, a lot of people that can crochet that come in my mum's shop over here say, oh, I wish I could. Well, actually, it's most people that knit, and I hear them say, oh, I wish I could crochet. And I think, well, I can. If you can knit, surely you can crochet. It really is a case of just putting the hours in, isn't it? Anyway, so this is what I'm doing. I'm trying to put the hours in. I've done lots of little bits and bobs here and there, like little swatches of stitches, so I get my head around those. But I've always been daunted to start a big project. So this project here is a free pattern. Sorry, it's a free pattern. It's called the Pea Tree by Beauty Adieu, and it looked quite basic to me. I won't show you everything on there. It's only just there's no pattern information on there. It's free anyway, so I don't know why I'm worrying. But it's all plain, literally, until you get to this point here. It's worked from the bottom up. So that's the section I'm on right now. I'll put a link to the pattern in the notes below the video. And I've done this much so far, and I'm really, really proud of my knitting. I'm getting better. I am. I just can't wait to wear this one day. And look at these colours. It's just rainbow colours. It's a DK weight yarn, and with just a wash of blue over it all. And there is on this screen, there is more of a hint of blue. So if you see my photos, you'll see what the real colour's like. And this is a gorgeous yarn by Monica from Red Heart Knits on Etsy. Again, I'll put a link to her Etsy shop below. And I'm really loving working with this. Also, she put in a set of candles, fragrance candles, so I've bound them up again and I carry them with a rainbow ribbon that matches. This colourway, by the way, is called Rainbow in the Puddle, so what a perfect name for a gorgeous colourway. The smell of these candles is lovely. It's like fresh laundry, so I carry them with my project, and I'm really loving it so far. And the funniest thing is, I actually caught myself thinking the other day, we've got family over at the minute, and with my little boy wanting to swim in the pool at his nanny's house with his cousins and everything, obviously you want to keep one eye on everything and you want to keep chatting with everyone around. But I still wanted to knit or crochet at the same time, and I thought, oh, I need something that's mindless, so I know I'll do my knitting. And then I thought, hang on a minute, mindless. Wow, like before I really had to concentrate on it, but I've kind of realised that no, I can knit while maintaining a conversation, which is a big deal for me because I'm one of these people that is not very good at trying to do 2 or 3 things at the same time. I'm not going to digress too much, but just for fun, I did a personality test a few weeks ago and I came up as an INTP. If you type in Google personality test and do it, it takes a few minutes to do. But when I was reading some of the, I went on Pinterest and I typed in INTP, and when I was reading some of the funny things about INTPs and the situations they can find themselves in, or thinking about certain things, I did think, wow, that is so me. That really is me. It was just a bit of fun. But so yeah, at least it kind of justified why I sometimes, when I'm trying to chat with someone, especially at like a party or a social gathering, it's like I've got 2 minds. The one where I'm talking and nodding my head, but then all the thoughts that are buzzing behind all of that. And there's a really funny picture that I can relate to, and I don't know if you can, but it was 2 people at a party and all the people are in the background. One of them's like holding their drink, chatting away, blah, blah, blah. And the other person, who would represent me, the INTP personality type, stands there and is thinking, okay, keep nodding yet, smile yet, keep smiling. Okay, oh, should I be leaning on something? Oh, am I nodding too much now? Can they tell that I'm just nodding? Oh no, they've changed. Oh no, they're talking about something sad now. Stop smiling, stop smiling. And like it's like a running, not a commentary, but just thoughts all the time, just going on in my mind. So when I'm also trying to have a conversation with someone about anything, gardening or whatever, sometimes if I get a sudden crochet idea, my mind sort of switches off. I'm still trying to listen to the person, but I can't control this idea that's buzzing away, thinking, get a bit of paper, write that down. So that's that's me. But anyway, I will provide a link to this gorgeous yarn. Look at that on the ball. It looks very blue there, and it really isn't that blue at all. It's much more colourful. I don't know if I can hold it somewhere else and maybe do that. That helps before, but it looks so blue there. It's not blue. Really yellow, yeah. Anyway, total mix of colours. So that's that. And I'll provide links to the pattern and to Monica of Red Heart Knits of that gorgeous yarn. Put that pattern over there. Okay, that's that. Works in progress sorted. So next is a pattern. I follow a lady on Instagram, and she shared a picture of one of her works in progress, and it looked stunning. And when I looked up the pattern, it's a paid for pattern, but I knew I wanted it, so I bought it straight away. And I hope you'll be able to see how that looks. That is gorgeous. So yeah, it's a shawl called the Hotel of Bees. And what this designer does, which I do too, is, it was her that made me realise that I was definitely going to do the same thing. That is share a story with the inspiration, or including the inspiration that made her and I want to do the design. So it's just a really nice element when you get the pattern and you read it, and there's more to it. So it's gorgeous. When I saw this shawl as well, I knew what colours I wanted to do it in. Hotel of Bees. So there's honeycomb sections there, and there's even a bee section in there, so I'm really looking forward to doing that. I knew that I wanted to do it in definite warm honey chocolate tones. I wasn't sure if I should steer towards cream with it or grey, but if it was grey it would definitely need to be like a warm grey. I was watching Amber last night from the Yarn Junkie podcast. She's brilliant. She was talking about these yarns that she was looking at. She wanted 3 yarns to go together, and I think she had a green and a grey, and she knew that one of the greys wasn't quite right. She found another grey and she said, oh, that works perfectly. And I thought, oh, I know why that works. It's because that green is like a warm green, but it's also muted, and that grey, the grey that worked better was a warm grey. And it's something I learned about a year ago, no, more than a year ago, when I was going through my yarn stash. I used to arrange it in piles of Aran or DK or 4-ply, and then I changed my mind. With the sort of style of projects I was doing at the time, I thought, no, I'm going to arrange it in colour. A bit of a phase, really, I suppose. But so when I did, and I laid out all the different piles, I had so few blue things, a couple of things like turquoisey blues for my son, but it was mostly greens and browns, and I never realised I steered towards greens and browns. My mum probably would have noticed from being in the shop when I've picked up certain yarns and said, oh, I like that one. But I have found that I do steer towards these warm colours. So I did it's called the 16 season colour analysis. I first learnt about the 12 season colour analysis on a site called Intermind, I think the blog is called. I'll link it below anyway. And she talks about if you're warm toned or cool toned, and then goes on about other colours. And so I took a test initially, and I think it all started with I don't know the lady's name, but people know it as Colour Me Beautiful. So when I got reading into it, I just learnt so much, and everything just made sense with the colour options that I go for me. And it also made sense why I never wore this white and blue check shirt that I really liked the look of. But when I bought it, I think the model was blonde with like a cool skin tone, so it looked great on her. Oh, the girl in the picture anyway. And so yeah, when I never sort of wanted to wear it, so I actually dyed it dark green, and now it looks great, and I'll wear that in winter. It's packed away with my winter stuff. So I went through my whole wardrobe picking out the very cool, pale, wishy-washy colours, and I dyed them all terracotta. Some of them I dyed the dark green and Amazon green, and I just dyed so many of them, and now I've got this like capsule wardrobe. In fact, yes, here in a little book I have my colour swatch. So you've got spring, summer, autumn and winter as the seasons. Sorry, I'm digressing away from yarn and things, but it might some people might appreciate it. This is me. I'm toned autumn. I don't know how those colours will play out, but I carry this around with me everywhere I go because this is good for me to look at if I'm looking at yarn to buy, or even if I need a new top or a pair of shorts, or I'm finding that I've got a few tops and no shorts to wear with them. I will just look at this and look at the top and stick to this, because I don't want to make the mistake of buying something just because it looks nice and then it not, working out. Because I do admire the minimalist life. I just want an easier life with fewer possessions. So and I found it really interesting when I learned about it, because also, Amber on the Yarn Junkie podcast was saying about her daughter really liked like this turquoisey colour, and I thought, wow, that really suits her daughter as well, because her daughter's got these blue eyes and she's got she's not, I don't know if she'd be cool skinned or not. I really don't know. I don't know a lot about her. I'm no expert, but I know that growing up I always noticed how yellow my skin was compared to other people. It's had a definite yellow tone about it. And I'm certainly not olive skinned, but the yellow just shows the warmth, so which is why I do steer towards these warmer colours. There's another lady who comes in the shop, lovely lady. She's got very like silver, almost white hair and these piercing blue eyes, and she always goes for the more bright, vibrant colours. I'll post a link below into the 16 season colour analysis, and the girl that does that site talks you into it, tells you about it. She says about how there's like there's a solid colour, which is the true form of that colour. Say it's orange. Then you have it if it's been mixed with white, so it's paler, and then you have it so that it's toned with grey, so it's a sort of a muted version, a slightly deeper muted version of that colour. So the orange, so you'd have orange and then pale orange, like a peach perhaps, then like a almost a terracotta colour if it's been toned with grey, and then a deep, dark burnt orange, almost brown colour if it's been mixed with a bit of black. So they're your four. You've got the true, I don't know the proper terminology, but the true, the paler, then the toned, then the dark. And so you've got 4 of those for each of the 4 seasons. It's really interesting. I do recommend you look into it, and then look in your yarn stash, see what colours you're attracted to. Like particularly when redheads come in and they've got all their autumnal earthy tones. I think that I love that. I find that so appealing, and being a toned autumn myself, I love that mix of colour. I really do admire it. So right, I'm going to show you next some yarn I bought. I've had it not too long, but I knew exactly what I was going to make with it at the time, and I still really want to make it, but I'm not going to until I've finished that rainbow peachy top. But it's the yarn is again by the same girl, her name's Sunshine, who dyed this, and her company is called My Mama Knits on Etsy. I'll link it below as well, so don't worry about any. A lot of these dyes are also on Instagram, and I put all the information below. But this one's called Kelpie, and this is on sock wool. And look at that, those earthy colours. They're it's actually coming out quite well on that computer screen. There's like the black, like the pewter grey black colour with a flash of red there, and then these sort of earthy, mossy greens, but with a hint of blue as well. It's so gorgeous. Now, I'm not a big fan of when colours pull together, and you can just see that I'm just not a big fan of that unless it works out quite well. So like I've done here with this one, I like to do things like do 2 rows of it, just to break it up a little bit. Unless it's speckled yarn, that doesn't bother me too much because you don't get such a definite pooling. Anyway, this Kelpie yarn I'm going to pair and do stripes with this one called Burke Hare, and it's got that gorgeous fleck of yellow which looks quite gold to me, and that is within this pewter dark grey colour, and again greys, and can you see those speckles with the green as well? I just think that's absolutely stunning. There's some red in there too. I'm trying not to get too close to the screen. So I just can't wait to make, I say I want to make a sort of a vest style top, which in America you call them tanks, I believe. But something not too dissimilar to that peachy, but I'm thinking of introducing a third colour, perhaps a pewter grey for the whole tops. So I'd like something similar to this, but much looser. And I think I will do grey to here, and then have the base as these like stripes. And when I say grey, I mean like a real dark pewter grey, like the one here. Can you imagine those in stripes? I just think that would be absolutely gorgeous, and I can't wait. Right, also, just as a guide for me, I took this from my mum's shop. Sorry, Mum. It's well, I'll leave it in there just so you can see. Colour and tone guide. You get this red block as well, which I'm not 100% certain of how to use that, so I'm not going to explain how. But I know exactly how you use these, and they're just to look at them and admire how pretty all the colours are, and just play with the wheel when you're bored. You could also look at it when you're looking to buy some yarn or want to start a new project. It's so clever. I love that this is here. Do you ever, my mum and I all the time were picking up things going, oh, that would look great with that. Oh, I can, and suddenly you get this flood of ideas. If you're ever stuck or you wonder, I wonder why those colours go so well together, have a look at something like this. And I'm sure there are pictures of these on the internet as well. But like, for example, complementary colours. You've got like this gorgeous purple, sorry, the shine, but you've got this gorgeous purple section. Now, I know if I was going to pick something to make for me, I would go for sort of the tonal greyish one, which would probably be that B or C there. But I don't really know. But anyway, so if you read this line here that says complementary, it takes you to that. So if you want the colours to really play each other out, you would go on what this one says. Or if you're going to go for 3 colours, you go on the, sorry, I'm trying to do it on the screen, triad section. So there's like a hot magenta pink with that really sort of blue. It's almost a greenish blue, but not quite. And then the yellow. And I could just sit there and play with this for ages. Then you've got these tetrads, so the square one. So you're looking at those areas of the spectrum. So it's like an even spacing of the spectrum. It seems to me more pleasing to the eye for some reason. And then this sort of rectangular tetrad. And I just can have fun with this for ages. And one thing I have noticed with the whole muted tonal colours for me, I suppose it makes sense because I always think as well, whatever looks good works well in nature. Whenever you see things that work well in nature, like pansies, you know, those purple and yellow pansies, they look gorgeous as well. And things like when you get mossy pebbles in a river. Oh, I could just, in fact, I've got yarn that reminds me of that, and this sort of reminds me of that as well. And compared with, sorry, I just think they're gorgeous. Sunshine, you're very talented for putting I love sunshine stuff. It's sunshine stuff is really me, because a lot of her things are these like really earthy yarns. Yeah, I have got some yarn that really reminds me of mossy pebbles underwater, and that is the sort of stuff that inspires me. Rolling hills and all the different colours, and sometimes it's really hard to pinpoint different colours when you just see it as a whole, and that's what I love about these hand-dyed yarns, because you get such a gentle mix in how the colours blend in with each other, rather than just a solid pink, for example. So I really do love these hand-dyed yarns. They are just arts of work in themselves, aren't they? So that's about it for today. The only other thing I did want to mention was something to do with living in Cyprus. And that is this company called Vigenero. I saw their stuff. It was a sponsored post on Facebook. They are like a soap and skincare company. None of their products are tested on animals. They've got like vegan ingredients. And they use recycled packaging, and the packaging they use, you can recycle it again, which I definitely am with these tins. I bought a bar of soap as well. That's sitting in my bathroom, so I'm not going to get that because it's probably stuck to the tiles. But this is a vitamin C mask. I haven't used that yet, so I'm not going to comment on it. But I've smelt it, and it smells amazing, and it actually smells that nice that I do want to stick my tongue in there and eat it. Probably not the best idea. I haven't tried it yet, but I wouldn't recommend it. But this one I have used quite a few times already, and I only got it a couple of days ago, and it's called Vega Paste, and it's 100% vegan natural deodorant, and this is the vanilla and coconut one, and it smells amazing. And I put it on because since having my little boy, I do need to put deodorant on a couple of times rather than a few times a day. And I have to admit, I'm not a massive fan of antiperspirant, because I do think it's natural for you to sweat. You need to, especially over in countries like Cyprus where it does get hot. So I've been using this, and it smells amazing, and I love it. So I highly recommend that if you live in Cyprus, or even if you don't. I'm sure they post overseas, but I do believe in supporting local as well. So I did want to recommend those. So that really is, it's not all my thoughts. I could go on for hours, but I'm not going to. But yes, so I love these yarns. I just keep looking at them and keep holding them up because they're just so gorgeous, and I keep wanting to talk about them. But all the information from today I will post in the box below. And yeah, my shawl is available for sale now, and the first shawl, called Flight of the Fable Romance, go on my Instagram and check out some pictures if you want to see more. I'm going to put some more detailed ones on soon for anyone that wanted to see it in more detail. So yes, I hope everyone has a lovely time, and it might be about a week until I record another one. Hopefully I would have made more progress on my Petrie Rainbow top, which is just going so well. I'm really, really proud. I haven't dropped a stitch yet, so I'm not waiting for it to happen, but I'm just waiting for whoever it is in charge of this universe to say, right, Lorraine, you're going to be tested now to learn how to sort a drop stitch out on a lovely project that you don't want to pull apart. So it's all a learning process, isn't it? And if it never happens, then you don't learn properly. So there we go. I hope everyone has a lovely week till I see you again. Stay healthy, stay positive, and I will see you all soon. Take care. Bye bye.